iOS 26.1 is coming out really soon to the public. This is the first big update to iOS 26 and it's shaping up to be an amazing update. There are a lot of new features and changes and a lot of really important improvements coming to your device with the new iOS 26.1. So in today's video we're going to talk about more new features and some secret features that have been revealed that are coming to your device with iOS 26.1. Now before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are still not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out a lot. Now first of all, we're starting with some new features and changes that we have been able to discover on the latest beta of iOS 26.1, like the one here for the clock. Just take a look at the animation that you have on the clock here with the seconds right here. So you can see it basically just moves at 20 frames per second, so that's really smooth. But once you invoke the low power mode here, you can see what happens. Now you will notice how will the seconds move on the clock right here. So previously, when you would actually enable low power mode, if you don't have a device on iOS 26.1, just enable low power mode and it will remove completely right here the seconds. But now it doesn't remove it, but it changes the animations and you will see how it basically ticks just like a normal clock would do. So it's actually pretty cool, and it would be cool if you could actually even use this animation without the low power mode, but it looks really awesome. So you'll get the seconds even with the low power mode enabled. And there are a lot of other changes with the menus on iOS 26.1. So basically every menu now has like a really smooth animation, like you can see this one right here. If we go to the control center, if we go right here, you will notice the animation is pretty cool. Also on the control center, you will have that bounce, which is really awesome. Some overall, all the animations, especially for the different pop-up menus, have actually been adjusted with iOS 26.1, and especially with the last third beta. Even the animations here for the calculator, you can see right there. So you will have different animations for the icons based on their position on the home screen or the dock of your device. You will actually get slightly different animations, and the same for the lock screen. When you unlock to go to your home screen, you will get a slightly different animation as well. And now there's also a fix for the alarm, for the timer right here. So with the alarm and the timer on iOS 26.1, we get this new screen where you can slide to actually just stop the alarm or the timer. Now it has been fixed. That slider works as it should. With the timer it was okay with the alarms, but it has been fixed for the timer as well, and they're actually even brighter now with the the orange color that you get right there and the reflection that you get on the liquid glass slider stop button. It's actually adjusted a bit and they're much wider. Now one thing that has changed that is not really a good change is that Apple has removed backgrounds for SMS and RCS. So you can see right here we have a background for the conversation. It looks like Apple is removing them and just allowing iMessage to actually have backgrounds. Now I don't know if this is a bug or they will actually continue to have this on iOS 26.1, but if you have a background with SMS and RCS conversations, it will be removed once you update to the third beta. And not just removed, you won't be able to actually set a new background for your conversations. So probably Apple is just moving towards having a background only on iMessage conversations. Now with iOS 26, you know that we have a new wallpaper, a stock wallpaper of iOS 26, but now with the third beta of iOS 26.1, on the code there is reference for 3 new wallpapers. So we'll have to wait and see for that and what happens, but it looks like there are new wallpapers that will be released. I believe that it should be one for the iPhone, one for the Apple Watch, and one for iPad. And finally, it looks like Apple is bringing third-party AI integration to iOS 26. And you can see right here this post by Aaron on on X, and you can see right here the code. It says reporting a concern related to ChatGPT. Now it has changed to reporting a concern related to a third party. So it looks like Apple is getting very close to allowing additional third-party AI integration. This is something that a lot of users have been asking for, and it looks like Apple is preparing it, and if it's ready, it will most likely be released with the final release of iOS 26.1. If not, most likely then it will be released or pushed for iOS 26.2, but we're getting closer to having the integration of third-party AIs with Apple Intelligence on your iOS 26 device. So what's next for iOS 26.1? Well, according to history, iOS 26.1 shouldn't have more than 4 betas. We're currently on the 3rd beta, and there are 2 different scenarios here. Maybe we'll get the RC this Monday, and then the next week, which will be October the 27th, Apple will release iOS 26 to the public. iOS 26.1, but there is also a chance that we will get a 4th beta this Monday and then the RC on the 27th, followed by the public release on the 3rd of November. And most likely that will be the case, and this is why I believe that will happen. Now, as you probably know, iOS 26.0.2 has been spotted and it's being tested by Apple, so it should be released very soon. So I'm really surprised Apple didn't release that this week. It might even happen today, but it's not very likely. But if it happens, then you could expect iOS 26.1 RC to be released on the Monday. But if not, then Apple most likely will actually release iOS 26.0.2 this upcoming week, which of course then leads us to believe that we will have another beta of iOS 26.1, because if they would just release the 26.0.2 next week, then it wouldn't make sense, because just like 5 or 6 days later we would have iOS 26.1 released to the public. So what's the point of releasing an update for just like under a week? So most likely we'll get iOS 26.0.2 next week alongside with the 4th beta of iOS 26.1. Then again followed by the RC on the 27th or maybe 28th of October, and most likely the release date to the public will be the 3rd of November. So that's basically it for this video, guys. iOS 26.1 is shaping up to be a great update. Performance is really good, it's really fast. Animations again are adjusted and are very smooth. Most of them will look like just the animations that we saw Apple presenting at WWDC 2025 actually. So all the animations are really smooth and actually very fast. Battery is okay, I would say like maybe 2 to 3% better than iOS 26. So overall the update is at a great shape and it's probably ready for the public release. So that is it for again. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.